Why? Why, hello there. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da da da. I don't know the Superman theme. I think that's da 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 da. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, no. Um, Today we're going to be talking about some stuff. Whoa. Isn't that exciting? Let me. There I go. Now I'm fixed. Sweet. Hello, I am the Shy Doomer. I do not know why you're watching me. You're probably mentally ill if you are. That's okay. I am also mentally ill. I'm a stupid, stinky idiot on the with a VTuber. And we're just gonna go over some current events. I have some things that I need to cover that people in my Discord suggested, and one of those is Superman. So we're gonna start off with that. Whoa. Did you know Superman's woke now? It's not like he was always woke, right? I'd be very surprised if Superman, the guy that's like a superhero for all and like saves the day for all, that was created by two I'm pretty sure they were Holocaust survivors, two Jewish people back in like the 1940s, you know? I'd be surprised if that guy was woke. Wouldn't you be surprised? I'd be pretty surprised. Wait a second. Wait a second. Superman. So I'm going to start off with the video that they sent to me on the Discord. Okay. Let's open that tab. Open that tab. Okay. Cool. So we had that all lined up. All right. So yeah, people on Twitter are freaking out right now. Well, not anymore. I'm kind of late to the scene, but like they were freaking out about Superman. It genuinely means the world to me to see everyone cheering him on. I'm feeling so much hope right now. Right? Yeah. So the new Superman movie was not pulling any shots when it came to the genocide of the Palestinians. Not whatsoever. And you'll see that in the tweets I'm going to show. I haven't seen all of the movie. I've seen enough clips to prove the point. I really want to see the movie. It's on my to-do list, and I'll get back to you once I see it. But like, apparently, it's like 100% pretty obvious that they were criticizing Israel, and people were very upset about that. You know, people were not happy. People aren't happy whenever you criticize a country that is committing a genocide, I guess, you know? Am I even allowed to say that online? I'm going to get canceled, probably. But by all the worst kind of people, you know? Yeah. So she tweeted out, like, tweet like you live in Metropolis. Superman threw my building's water tower at a fucking kaiju, and I can't take a shower. Yeah, people were just having fun with this one. The one that I really want to, talk about is this one right here. But so in Superman, this country here, Moravia, is apparently like Israel. It's like America's ally. They're committing violence against this other country, and this is a scene where someone from the other country that's being attacked by the American military complex. You know, they're all running away, just like we're seeing in real time in Gaza. Yeah, holding up a sign, Superman flag, asking for Superman to come. And Moravia has the right to defend itself. Just look at this vicious terrorist. saying the kid's a terrorist. It's so good. The memes are so good. I wish I knew the full context by watching the whole movie, but like I said, there's enough clips of the movie already leaked that I got pretty much the full picture. Um, I will not accept Mandam Mandami's proposal for an affordable metropolis until I hear his response on why he won't visit Baravia as mayor. Right? Yeah. Ben Shapiro chimed in. Not good. Review coming soon. We'll cover that review. We'll cover the review. The fact that the hammer of Bravia is literally wears a dome is icing on the cake. So this is like a super soldier from the Israel stand-in country, and his head is an iron dome. Uh, the fact that the president of Bravia looks like this piece of shit. Um, this is David Ben Goron. David Ben Goron was the primary national founder and first prime minister of the state of Israel. So like the president of the president of Baravia literally looks exactly like him. Like it's almost 1-to-1. Uh, People on Reddit are getting upset about it too. Thoughts on the new Superman movie? Have you all seen the new Superman movie? I find it so disrespectful and distressing that a superhero created by two Jewish artists is now being used to promote an anti-Israel message to the world. The fact that they don't understand that there's plenty of Jewish people out there that have strong critiques over Israel, and they think it's like literally anti-Semitic to critique Israel in any way. A state does not represent a ethnicity or religion. A state is a state, and that's it. It might be run by people affiliated with that ethnicity or religion. It might have a population of most people from that state and ethnicity or religion. But it'd be like the same thing as saying like, oh, all Germans need to support like Hitler and the Nazi Germany government because they're all German, and it'd be like anti-German to criticize what Hitler's doing, right? It'd be anti-Jewish to criticize what the state is doing, a government is doing, which is ridiculous. It's just a bad faith way to shut down discourse and utilize like woke mom like wine mom pearl clutching rhetoric to silence the conversation instead of actually dealing with the criticism and the facts at hand. They can just say like, oh, anti-Semitic, and shut everything down. And people out there are stupid enough to fall for it, but most people understand it's bad faith and they play along with the bad faith. The entire story of Superman is even believed to be based on Jewish history, with strong parallels to Moshe. I can't understand how this was greenlit at a time like this with global antagonism on the rise. Why is antagonism on the rise? Why is anti-Semitism on the rise? Could it be because there's a state out there that's declaring itself as the Jewish state committing a genocide? So people that are not so bright are believing like anti-Semitism is justified because the state is saying we are the Jewish state and we're the only safe place for Jewish people. How is if the main goal of Israel is to like protect Jewish people, they're not doing a very good job at it whatsoever. Their behaviors are directly increasing violence and anti-Semitism, you know? Without giving too much away about the film, there is a high. Oop, I gotta sneeze. I gotta sneeze. Okay, I didn't sneeze. Okay, I held it. There's a highly advanced fictional country, an ally of the United States, that is attacking a defenseless neighboring people who live behind a fence in order to colonize the land, of course. The invaders are portrayed as white, while the victims are predominantly brown. And of course, if Israel speaks out against the film, it won't be seen as well if the shoe fits. It will be seen as if the shoe fits. Well, you're making the argument right now. If the shoe fits, they were put in a open air camp. They were not in control of any of their resources. It's so funny. It's like they know that they can't be upset about it because it's like, yeah, we're doing that. But they're too ass mad to not be upset about it and keep their mouth shut. There's like two responses that I've seen majorly. One that's like these lefties are crazy. They that has nothing to do with Israel. And then they'll talk out of the other side of their mouth and be like, "But I can't believe you're being so anti-Semitic with this film." uh, Pro pals will literally take any movie or anything else from pop culture right now and make it about whatever message they are trying to promote. And yeah, see, this is what I mean. This is I'm pretty sure this is a response. It's in the same. I'm pretty sure this is a response. They can't these are the two arguments right now. It's not Israel. Trust me, bro. I'm really angry for no reason. It's not Israel. Papa will literally take pro pals. Why would you even like why what kind of like terminally online terminology is this? Pro pals will literally take any movie or anything else from pop culture right now and make it about whatever message they're trying to promote. Andor is just one such example of this. I wouldn't like I wouldn't take it to heart. Andor is like extremely anti-fascist. What do you extremely lefty. It's about like an uprising against a fascist government and like how like people get brainwashed to be part of the fascist state and utilize as there's like literally like a fascist incel character in there that like does all he can to um he'll do like evil, horrible, wicked things to try to get someone like a officer that he's infatuated with to get them like to pay attention to him, right? And she's actually traitorous at one point, if I remember correctly. So it's what do you mean? We need to start doing media analysis. People need to learn media analysis so bad. They will do this with Fantastic Four as well. Just you wait. I've seen them do it to King Kaiser of King Kong. So literally anything can be corrupted to suit the pro pal message. What is the pro Palestinian message? Stop genociding them. Two-state solution, which I think at this point is not gonna no like what rumble or like what are they building with? Like it's so far gone. Like it's so hard to say. Like just stop fucking killing kids. You know, it's that easy. There's for my entire life, Palestinians have been brutalized by the state of Israel. My entire life. If they actually wanted peace and it wasn't about land grab because they believe it's like blood and soil, like it's their or it's like their land because a book says it was their land a bajillion years ago, you know? If it was about peace, there are ways you can decrease intentions. Like, you know, you just have open trade, benefit them, be a like you're not everyone in the Middle East doesn't hate Israel because they're just like like to the bone born anti-Semitic or like religiously anti-Semitic. That's like a cartoonish way of thinking about conflicts and this like what's going on in the Middle East in general. People are conditioned to that. It's hard to condition someone if like, oh, they're a peaceful, loving nation that's like open and accepting to all, and like they do good trade with us, and they're actually a really good benefit for us now. You know, if it was that, that'd be different. But no, they're not. They're a cancer to every nation surrounding them. They treat every nation surrounding them like dog shit. What's the next one? I don't need to see that shit. If I went to see a Superman, I just go to the reserve duty with actual superheroes. Oh my god. Yeah, this is the least chuddy responses I've ever seen. Yeah, but I think we're getting the point here. People are Israelis when a movie tells them being kind is a good and killing is innocent people is bad. Blah. Blah. Israelis when a movie tells them being kind is good and killing innocent people is bad. Yeah, actually, yeah. Why whatever why whatever are they getting so upset about? This movie is clearly about Boravia. I don't recall them mentioning Israel even once. If the shoe fits, like the guy said, yeah, the shoe does fit. Sucks to suck. Here's a good meme. I if apparently this movie is like what I've seen from the movie and what people are saying at least. It's a good refresh. It's like a good refreshing take from like the dark and spooky and bad and evil darkness DC, like everything's in gray and everything's sad and everything's serious and these guys are badasses and they're all miserable and it's like a good refreshing take from that. It's like OG comic book shit, like goofy ass, stupid, doesn't make any sense, nothing in reality connected, cartoonish comic book shit, which is honestly what I've been wanting for like I think Marvel was always meant to be like the darker comic book franchise and DC was always like up until that one up until like Batman animated came out. I remember DC always being like the more colorful, goofy, happy comics. Like obviously Superman dies. Obviously there's been dark moments, but like they were literally their main superhero is like God. He can't he he's weak by rocks. Rocks hurt him. It's supposed to be goofy, right? Which I'm okay. I'm happy with that. My apartment complex just split in half, but we're sending another $200 billion dollars to Bravia. Literally, yeah. We lost our health insurance. No more food stamps. No more social safety nets. FEMA is dead. Our science in America is being defunded and destroyed. Another 2 billion to we have to pay Bravia somehow. Yeah. And when people get upset like, "Oh, it's not woke." They made Superman woke cringe. And remember, boys and girls, your school, like our country, is made up of Americans of many different races, religions, and national origins. So, if you ever hear anybody talk against a schoolmate or anyone else because of what his religion, race, or national origin, don't wait. Tell him that kind of talk is un American. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. That's on Patreon. I'm all for that. Hell yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. I wonder if let's see. Let's see. Let's kind of want to do something. I should have done this bit from the get-go, but then I was like, copyright, but at this point like I don't give a crap. um I should have done this bit from the get-go, but you should be able to hear me fine over it still, right? We'll just have it lightly play in the background. Heck yeah. America. This is the America I stand for. This is Superman that I like. Who are you? What do you want from me? I'm going to give you the fate you deserve. For promoting this war and profiting upon the death and misery of others. Heck yeah. And this is like old Superman. Here's... Whoop. I forgot to show. Him going against KKK members. The one we just saw. Yeah. Because World War II was like fresh in everyone's minds when Superman first was a thing. He literally was fighting Nazis. It was, I'm pretty sure World War II was still going on when he first came out. So yeah. He literally fights Nazis. Superman didn't become woke. You became a piece of shit, which is honestly true. Yes. If you have criticisms of Superman or anything like that, of this movie, like if you are on the right, you just became a piece of shit. You're just an asshole. Whoop, that's not what I wanted. I want to do this so I can turn this up. So we can watch this. Whoop, that ain't it.
Immigration and naturalization. We just need a quick look at your green card.
Green card.
You are an alien, are you not?
Superman, I'm afraid until we get this cleared up, I'm gonna have to ground you.
This is a Republican party. That's the Republican Party right now. That's the Republican Party right now. They would also do this to Jesus. Jesus would come back and they'd be like, you didn't come in through the legal means. You do not have a green card. You do not have citizenship. You need to go to El Salvador. Sorry, Jesus, you shouldn't have broke the law.
Superman, Emily Stevens with Immigration and Naturalization. We just need a quick look at your green card.
Green card.
You are an alien, are you not?
Superman, I'm afraid until we get this cleared up, I'm gonna have to ground you.
Conservatives. Conservatives be like...
Superman, Emily...
And it's so good because the Lex Luthor character, from what I've seen, he's a perfect representation of all the crazy ass billionaires. You know the one that like utilizes his son's blood to stay young, like the vampire guy. The one that like Elon Musk, Amazon loser, whatever his name is. Yeah, this is like a perfect representation. They're like so egotistic. Like once you make so much money, you have like detach from the rest of society. Like your material conditions, having that much money, you like aren't a person anymore. Like instead of actually like, it's just about the grind. It's just about like getting bigger. You have everything. You can get away with pretty much anything. So what else can you do other than like horrible, evil shit to prove your wealth? And if you're the kind of person that got that wealthy in the first place, you did a bunch of horrible shit to get there. So it's not like you're not against doing horrible things. And his whole character is about being upset that Superman is Superman and he's not. And he just wants to prove that he's better than Superman. It's all about ego, which the owning class, the bourgeoisie, whatever you want to call them, that's exactly what their issue is, right? Elon Musk bought this website because he wanted to be the cool guy. He wanted to be the cool guy and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to bring back free speech. First thing I'm going to do, you're not allowed to say cis anymore cuz free speech." You know? Gary Peterson, this is a meme account, but I think what he says is pretty funny and accurate.
Superman has sadly gone woke as James Gunn has turned the Man of Steel into a space immigrant instead of a good Midwestern boy from Kentucky. If I was a resident of the beautiful town of Smallville, I'd boycott the movie at all costs. A real Superman would save our country by using his boot to crush the skulls of his enemies and then putting a bullet in their head for safe measure.
It's so sad how many Americans actually think like this. It's really hard to parody conservatives nowadays because they just became the joke that we used to make about them. They are just so fucking unhinged. Like he's doing a bit right now, but he's just like being a conservative. Like this is just how they are now. It's insane. I remember whenever they actually tried to fit with society and not show their ass on how antisocial they were, but no, they're just yeah, legal immigrant. He's a spice alien, which is what that's literally what Superman is. Like the scene,
We just
I'm pretty sure is from the '80s Superman. I'm pretty sure this is the '80s. And yeah, they make that joke there too. He's always been an alien. He's an immigrant. He's not a natural born citizen.
Instead, he's too busy fighting the heroic blue-collar billionaire Lex Luthor, even while Lex is trying to bring gas prices down while also battling slander online. If Lex Luthor were really on the Epstein client list, Superman would have released it a long time ago. Plus, dogs can't fly, because if they did, the government would use them for cloud seeding purposes to rain feces on us good, God-fearing red states. Superman.
I love him so much. If you're not following Gary, you gotta do it. He's so good. Oh, Batman. What about Batman? That he's like a I think Batman's like the worst superhero because he's literally the Lex. Batman is like
Would have
Batman is Lex Luthor. Batman is Lex Luthor if Lex Luthor's parents got shot and killed, and he had like a. No, he's not. It's a gimmick. It's been a gimmick the whole time. Like, no, he's just yeah. He like does goofy ass fucking edits of their face. You didn't know that? Yeah, Gary's been a memester. Like this whole time. This man,
sadly.
this legend has been doing great ass W's against the right. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes. Well, like I said, you can't tell when it comes to like parodying conservatism nowadays. You can't tell because they are the joke. Like the most ridiculous. Like if I'm like, I fucking hate them city boys. They're all cooks. They can't do a good hard day's labor out on the field like I can. I'll show Mima. I'll show their Mima a good time because they ain't never dealt with a real man. They're all soft little babies. You know, like if I do fucking anything, like you can't make fun of them anymore like that because it's just how they are. Um, Here's some more evidence. And yes, I've seen several right wingers utilize the depictions of Japanese people in this to be like, it's not woke. And like anyone that's just because they had like racially not cool depictions of an enemy to the state when this was literally propaganda to get people on the side of like the American citizens and the children of America to be against the enemy, like Japan, Germany, Italy during World War II. Like, of course, they're going to depict them like horrible, you know? They don't do that anymore, but that was just like a thing back then. This doesn't make him right, like not woke, just because they have like depictions of Japanese people like this, right? Yeah, the onion is broken. Punching Hitler is very woke. If he dislikes reporters, it may be because has something to hide. Trump being like, "You fake news, fake news. You're the enemy. You're the liar. Big lies, all the lies. Russia, Russia, Russia." Superman knows it. Why don't you? Are you not a God-loving patriot, red, white, and blue bleeding patriot like me and Superman? Damn. Are you just a fascist cuck dressing up as wrapping yourself around with the American flag, pretending to be a patriot? Seems like it. Yeah, I wonder what Trump is hiding. We might be talking about that next because he's crashing the fuck out. Superman, the champion of the oppressed, the physical marvel who had sworn to devote his existence to helping those in need. Literally, this is one of the first images of Superman ever. This is one of the first images of Superman. He's always been woke since day one. This comic is about literally about the oppression of like the black community. He's always been woke. Lois Lane gets changed into race changes for a day to experience life as a black woman, and then they realize how bad it is, and they talk about it in the comic. Like, it's always been woke. This is probably one of the worst videos I've come across in terms of just pure ignorance. Never would I think Superman film would be called woke because the story is immigrant based while problems against modern day immigrants are happening. Just spreading misinformation, man. I don't. What? What? Oh, okay. This doesn't matter. I don't care about this. I care about what they are going to say here.
Fights for truth, justice, and your preferred pronouns. The new Superman is going woke. You know what it says on his cape? MS-13.
This is their commentary. This is the right wing. Like, you can't parody them. You can't parody them. They're just ghouls. They're just evil, dumb ghouls. You can't parody. The most racist, horrible, like person I could enact as is just them.
Fights for truth, justice, and your preferred pronouns. The new.
Like, they have to get a dig on trans people, obviously. Fights for truth, justice, and your preferred pronouns. Yeah, Actually, yes. He's always been that way. He knows a lot of people that can shapeshift. In his world, there's superpowers. And there's people that can change genders. He has technology that can change genders. If he can change people's race, he can change people's like sex.
Superman is going woke. You know what it says on his cape? MS-13.
Because they didn't realize he was always an immigrant. They're making fun of him for being an immigrant in this film.
Wow.
Is it superimposed or it actually says that?
It is super.
Just on the knuckles.
Superimposed.
One more thing.
We're getting a woke Superman. Are you excited?
No.
The actual actor, his name is David Cornsweet. He found himself unable to say Superman's slogan, quote, "Truth, fighting for truth, justice, and the American way." He said, "Truth, justice, and all those good things." We don't go.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't his original saying. And why are we upset? Like, this is so stupid. They have nothing. Yeah, Little House on the Prairie is woke now. Did you know superheroes? Did you know X-Men is woke? X-Men is about like a different class of people based upon their genetics and how they're being oppressed and tried to be genocided at multiple points. Did you know X-Men was woke? Whoa, who'd have guessed? Like most of the time, like back in the day, nerd culture was dominated by what? No, it is. Yeah, it is. Like nerd culture was dominated by like liberal, progressive type of people. Now that it's become mainstream, fascists want to take over it because they want to take everything that is popular, corrupt it, and turn it into their own propaganda because they can't create anything. They can only corrupt. We see this through the Nazi symbology. We see this through the KKK symbology. We see this time and time again. They take things that other groups of people or cultures have or that is popular and they make it theirs, or they try to claim it as theirs to get a conversation about how it should represent their values, and we need to stop with being a progressive society and how we need to, like, this is Gamergate, for example. Gamergate was a bunch of nerds, and then the nerds got taken over by chuds because they can't get laid in 2016, and now we're here, you know? This is how it happens every time. Whoop, that's
Go to the movie theater
what
to
the
be
fuck?
lectured to and to have somebody throw their ideology onto us. I wonder if it'll be successful.
God,
And they always do this ideology thing. Every film, everything can be political. Every film has an ideology and a messaging behind it. Are you gonna use this all? Even though I agree with it, this conservative Christian, Jesus-loving movie is throwing their ideology in our face. It's such a fucking mental. What is the term? It's a thought-ending cliche, and they utilize it all the time. And these chuds that watch this slop, this chud slop, just eat it up. Yum 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 yum, yum 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 yum. I don't. You're throwing your ideology in my face, bitch. I have to hear about how I need to love God and like stop being a degenerate, or I'll burn in hell like every fucking day. Every day from you people. Oh, if you can't take it, don't dish it. How about that?
he got canceled.
Jesus
Remember
is
James
woke,
Gunn
yes.
over some pedophile joke tweets? So this is probably his way to like get himself back into the good graces. He's creating a moat.
He made tweet. This is the real quick. I know I'm pausing a lot. I'm being a pause, Andy, but like it's going through a lot of clips and it's like a lot of context. This is the director. He made a tweet about like how one of the people in the industry was found liable or was fired for assaulting or utilizing their position to like sexually harass and assault women. So he made a joke about them, like not in a way of like, oh, making light of it, but like criticizing the industry as a whole for it, and he got finger quote, I guess, canceled for it. But no, he's always been woke. He made Guardian of the Galaxies. He's always been woke. Like Guardian of the Galaxy is one of the most popular Marvel films of all time, and he was the director for it. It's not like he's trying to get back in the good graces. Guardians Galaxy super woke. It's a ragtag of like people from completely different planets, different cultures, and they all get along and they all fight for intergalactic justice. And the racists and the bigots and the genociders and the not fascists are always depicted as the bad guys in those films. Sorry, not sorry. You're not represented because you are the baddies. You are the baddies. Get over it. If you can't handle being the baddies, stop being the baddies.
Of woke, enlightened opinion around him.
Got a woke shield.
He's got a woke shield.
The woke moat.
Where is Superman from?
Krypton.
Krypton? Ah. So that makes him a kryptonite.
That's what hurts about. He nestled in so well into middle America, right? As a baby. It's hard to believe he was some disadvantaged immigrant. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's like exactly. He's the good guy. He's assimilated.
He assimilated.
He took down 2 jobs.
Exactly. So now I know that you want me to see the film to get your political message, and I'm not down.
I got to look at the.
Most undocumented immigrants are working. What happened to they stole our job. They're both weak, fragile, and worthless, and at the same time destroying the fabric of our nation. I wonder where that's happened, where I've heard that. Immigrants, they're weak, they're do-nothings, and they just eat up our tax dollars with government bailouts from Biden. But they also are stealing all of our jobs. And they're rapists and thieves and murderers, and we have to watch out for them. Okay.
Script. He's from Uganda, and there's a love scene with Batman and Robin.
Wow.
Yeah, ghoulish behavior. This is on like Fox News. This is what they're hearing on Fox News. What slop? There's a scene there's a scene in the movie where it's literally this is Israel, this is the IDF, but there's a scene in the movie where there's like a bunch of monkeys doing this same exact shit. Yeah, Superman scene that got me was whenever they showed an army of monkeys using computers to speed spread digital Hasbara to fuel the Baravian invasion. Oh my gosh, I'm so fucking dyslexic. I am so fucking dyslexic. I am like 3 feet away from the screen because I have a double wide and my mic is on this side of the screen, and on this side of the screen is where I'm trying to read, and I am so fucking blind and dyslexic. I am sorry. Spread the digital Hezbollah to fuel the Baravian invasion of the natives' lands. Literally this. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I should stop reading. I should not read ever again. This is the Green Lantern in the film, and he literally gives them a middle finger. It's so good. This is the not so IDF. That's not necessary. Yeah. Okay. So here's yeah, they would call Jesus woke. Jesus is woke. There's been like multiple pastors have come out en masse. Like pastors have come out en masse and be like, my congregation is going against Jesus. Like they will read like the love and compassion parts that Jesus brought up, and they're like, that's some liberal shit. That we can't do that. We have to destroy. We have to eat the enemy, you know. They do think Jesus is woke. But yeah, this is a video that I was sent from Sky News Australia. They're Australian, so I don't have high hopes for them. I know plenty of decent Australians, but Australian fascists are like the worst fascists. So we'll see.
Now, Ellen DeGeneres has publicly supported former co-host of The View, Rosie O'Donnell, former actress Rosie O'Donnell, after President Donald Trump suggested that O'Donnell's US citizenship should be revoked. He put out a post. Now, Kinsey, I mean, how silly are these two? Donald Trump is obviously not going to revoke Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship. He's having a bit of fun.
It's the President of the United States. You'll be, oi mate, these two, I can't even do an Australian. Oi, good day mate, good day, okay there we go, good day mate, y'all being fucking you're crazy, you're being crazy. The President of the United States that has been completely breaking every federal law he possibly can and is sending American citizens to El Salvador is just joking. Y'all being crazy. Y'all being crazy. Y'all being crazy. It's not gonna happen. You're crazy. You're crazy. No. If the President of the United States says, I'm seriously considering deporting and revoking Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship, that's not a joke. That's the President of the United States. He needs to be held to a higher standard. If Biden said that, first of all, his if Biden was like, "Oh, this person criticized me, so I'm going to possibly revoke their citizenship," the Democrats would be up in arms about it, especially the voter base. Secondly, y'all just fucking crazy making at this point. Fascism is here, and these people are just like, it's fine. Y'all are crazy. You're crazy. Everything that you see, everything that he's doing isn't happening. You're crazy. I fucking hate these people. I hate them. I hate them so much. I don't want to hate them, but they're evil.
But they're sort of having conniptions about what is an obvious joke.
Look, Rosie and Ellen hate each other. So it shows you the power of President Trump that Ellen has found her way over to Rosie's corner.
You see their shit-eating grin, though? Like, these people are evil. Like, this person is, like, ontologically evil. Like, straight up. They hate each other. What?
I mean, it was just back in April.
I love it.
What is we have a Canadian chat right now. Canadian chat. How is our relations with Canada right now? If he's so powerful and he's so good at bringing people together, how's our allyship right now? How you feeling about it? Sky News does not seem. This is not a joke. This does not seem left wing to me at all.
Was telling Entertainment Weekly that her and Ellen hadn't resolved their issues just quite yet. Whatever those might be, I mean, to me, this just says that this is another example of Donald Trump's Peace on Earth initiative actually coming to fruition, that Rosie and Ellen are finally on the same team.
Well, there you go. Donald Trump bringing loopy lefties everywhere together.
I thought this was left wing. Sky, I thought you said Sky News is left wing. Yeah. Garbage. Canadians are avoiding the US because they are afraid of getting deported. Yep. Hundreds of Canadians have been stopped at the border. They will check your phone. If you have any despairing memes of Donald Trump or JD Vance on it, they will turn you around. They'll put you in isolation. They'll hold you for a while, and then they'll turn you back to your country. Or they might not. Who knows? But dozens, at least, of Canadians have been put into prisons. Many of them have been released, but it happens constantly.
Ellen's in the UK somewhere, and Rosie's fled to Ireland. So I don't know. Maybe they can get together and have high tea. Now, protesters have targeted US Vice President J.D. Vance and his family while they were at Disneyland. California Governor Gavin Newsom joined in the attacks. He reposted a video of the incident, writing, "Hope you enjoy your family time, J.D. Vance. The families you're tearing apart certainly won't." Kinsey, this is pretty low from the
Saying that they're going to arrest J.D. Vance isn't. I mean, arrest Gavin Newsom isn't. They are tearing families apart. They have been like this is fascism. Like okay, so this is why I said they're fascist, because they want to say like, oh, we're going after criminals. 79% of the people that they've ICE has kidnapped aren't criminals whatsoever. They do not have a convicted crime. Most of the arrests haven't had a warrant either. A lot of the people that were sent to El Salvador and are being held in the concentration camp in Florida, no due process. So whenever you criticize individuals or people for criticizing what the federal government is doing illegally and the evil shit that they're doing, you're on side of the fucking evil. You're on side of fascism, authoritarianism, dictatorship. This is not left-wing, Sky. I don't know. This is not... Yeah.
Kinsey, this is pretty low from the Californian governor. Vance and his family are not in the country illegally.
Yeah.
Why should they be critical?
We don't know if the people that are taken by ICE are here illegally because they have no due process. How do we determine if they actually are? What way to find out if it's legally okay for us to deport them and make sure there's order? How do we do that without due process?
Size for enjoying Disneyland. He's got 3 small kids.
And this concept that migrant families are being separated.
He's not being criticized for enjoying Disneyland. He's being criticized for being a ghoul that is supporting fascism, like a president that he came out and said was fascist. He said Trump was fascist. He said, I don't like Trump. Trump's fascist. He's evil. He's bad. He's stinky. He's whatever. And then he became vice president. Yeah. There was a child with cancer that they deported, going through cancer treatment that they deported. Just because they aren't here, like, with... You can come here as a visitor. You can come here with a passport and just visit America. Those people are being taken too. Just because you don't have a green card or a citizenship doesn't mean you're here illegally. And the only way we would know if they're here illegally is if there was due process, but there is none. Like, they can't even frame it correctly. That's how, like, how stupid, like... Oh my gosh, conservatives are so fucking stupid. They are being criticized for enjoying Disneyland. I'm pretty sure the criticism was being a ghoulish, evil piece of shit like you two people are.
Is inaccurate. Yes, there are certain circumstances where family separation might occur, such as when parents have a criminal conviction and they've entered the country illegally on top.
79% of them do not have a criminal conviction. 79% by ICE's own data.
Of said criminal conviction, a disease, or if the accompanying adult is not the parent or legal guardian of the child. Yes, there's potential separation there. The liberal media and gruesome Newsom exaggerate these claims to tug at your heartstrings. You know, come into the country legally and all is well. But, you know, if
Wow, that was very low bar of you. You're getting on Gavin Newsom's level by calling him gruesome Newsom? I thought we were trying to be cordial here. How very fucked up of you.
J.D. Vance wants to give California tourism a boost despite Governor Gavin Newsom wreaking.
How is he himself going to California isn't a big boot? What?
Havoc on our cost of living,
This is so
homeless
stupid.
crisis, rising crime rates, then God love J.D. Vance. Give the guy a break.
He said God isn't real. He's an atheist. In his book, he talks about being an atheist. These people, they don't believe in anything. They just believe in power and cruelty. Like, look at their shit-eating grins. They'll look at you in the eye while fucking eating your pancreas and give you this smile. They know that they're lying. They know that they're evil. They know that what they're doing is cruel and bad and awful. And yet, look, they're giddy by it. They're antichrist. And to those to my left, I throw you in the fire because I was shirtless and you did not clothe me. I was homeless and you did not house me. I was hungry and you did not feed me. I was the stranger and you ignored me and you treated me badly. They are the goats.
Now, the CEO of DC Studios and the director of the new Superman film, James Gunn, has said this Superman is actually an immigrant, and he's said the new Superman film is going to be political. It is political, and compared the superhero's experience to the immigrant experience in America. Kinsey, just quickly, this has prompted Dean Cain, a former great Superman. He was one of my favourites. He posted, "How woke is Hollywood going to make this character?" How is this being received, this woke Superman, the latest remake of this classic?
He's not only an immigrant to America, but to the world. He's a fucking alien. He's from a different planet. He immigrated to Earth. Oh, tell me you don't know a damn thing about Superman without saying you don't know a damn thing about Superman.
I mean, it does have his critics like Dean Cain, who asked why immigration agents and federal agencies are being villainized for enforcing the law that our lawmakers, our elected representatives created. It's a fair question, but I will tell you, it's kind of kicking butt at the box office. I think Superman's one of those brands that it's going to take a little bit more than woke to shake.
Yeah, especially when Superman's always been woke. All superhero movies have been woke. I can't think of a single superhero movie that wasn't woke. Like The Punisher, he fucking hates cops. Like, and the Chuds try to utilize his symbology to be like back the blue. It's so ironic because the Punisher fucking hates police. These people will, like I said earlier, they'll just take whatever they seem as popular and like bastardize it and turn it into their own thing. Fascism cannot create. Evil cannot create. It only can corrupt. It only can criticize. A conservative belief, having an ideology that thinks everything in the past is good, will lead you to try to recreate the past, which, if we look at our past, not very good. Not good racially, not good gender-wise, not good LGBTQ, poverty, all that stuff. Working class rights, working people rights, not that good. Not that good. But the people that created beautiful pieces of arts during those times typically were critiquing the system of how it was then, like how Superman did. Crazy. Yeah. What even? What even? My goodness. Whoa, that's way too loud. I just can't believe these people anymore. And their best to make sure no one has media literacy. Yeah, Media literacy is fucking dead. I got in a dispute with a bunch of Nazis, like a lolly Nazis on Twitter about Furin. If you don't know what Furin is, it's like it's an anime. It's quite literally my background. Okay, no more no more Superman. Furin. If you don't know what Furin is, this is Furin. Okay. So this is Furin. This is the party she went on a quest with to kill the Demon King. It's the story, the anime takes place after they kill the Demon King. The story is extremely progressive. These are 3 people from different cultures and races. That's an elf. That's a human. That's a human. But they're from completely different cultures and backgrounds. And this is a dwarf. Multi-racial and cultural group of people come together to defeat the evil Demon King that wants to hominize and destroy all the world and make it only for demons. It is extremely feminist. She's a strong, independent female character. It's extremely pro-education. Her entire goal every day is to try to find a new spell, a new quirky, fun little spell. She's always trying to learn how to, especially when it comes to, what is it called? Like social bonds. She's also trying to grow in that way too. I love Furin. Yeah, Furin's great. Let me, I just want to go over that real quick because I don't think I really did that much. I did during a stream, but I did cover it a little bit, but media literacy is just dead. Just absolutely in the dirt, dead. Has it been that far back? Where's the Nazi lollies? I can't imagine, I don't feel like it was that far back. I don't tweet that often. It must, yeah, no. It's pro LGBTQ. Where's the, this couple right here? It doesn't explicitly say in the show, but these 2 are so fucking gay for each other, it's insane. These 2 are so gay for each other. And during, so it's pro-LGBTQ, it's anti-authoritarian, it's pro-women's rights, it's feminist. Yeah, and these not furry, but lolly, my bad. These lolly, these lolly Nazis got upset because I just told them the truth. There's so much media out there that's like that. It's like the outcome of Newspeak. This is straight up the outcome of Newspeak. If you don't know what Newspeak is, it's like a 1984 reference. Whenever, so they'll say patriotic whenever everything that they are espouting or they represent goes against the Constitution or American values as a whole. You know, oh, this is a white Christian nation. No, this is a this is a secular nation where you are free to be any religion, built by immigrants. You know, it just woke. Woke's another example. Woke means nothing other than degeneracy at this point. Like, you might as well just say degeneracy instead. Or like a slur. Like DEI. It just means the N-word now. Hi, Yosh. Let's go back to this. Oh, true. Like, they don't even know the first constitution. Like, oh my goodness. The First Amendment of the Constitution. Hmm. Can y'all read that? I can't, because no, hell no. My dyslexia won't. No, 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 no. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. The first fucking line of the First Amendment of the Constitution. It's literally the first line. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. It's literally the first line. These people are evil. They're anti-America. They are antithetical to America. What's the rest of it say? Or prohibiting free express. Oh my God. Exercise thereof. So right here, Congress shall make no law respecting establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Meaning, there will be no. We're not a theocracy. First line means we are not a theocracy, nor do we oppress people based upon their religious beliefs. Now, you might hear like a lot of chuds say stuff like, "Oh, you making it so I can't discriminate against these groups of people is discriminating against my religion." Your religion has nothing to do. You not allowing to harass or assault or discriminate against people based upon who they are because of your religious beliefs. You don't get special treatment. You don't get to abuse and harass and mistreat people because of your religion. Right? And then they'll use this next line, or yeah, I think we're all wokies here. We all know that. It's just sad. It's just so sad. This is creepy. That's not a ship that I. This is a gay. Their most heterosexual moment. Yeah. Trump is crashing out though. Trump is crashing out hard right now. Where's the There it is. Now bear with me. I will do my best. I cannot read. I'm illiterate. I'm an idiot, but I will do my best. All right. What is going on with my boys and in some cases gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bodney, who is doing a fantastic job. We're on the team MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it all over a guy who never dies. Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who con the world with Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, laptop from hell, and more? You're definitely woke, Sky. Yeah, no, I think that first line right there alone. So he's got away with a lot in the past. Because all he has to do to his dumb fuck, lowbrow, knuckle grinding, idiotic cult is say, it's a hoax, it's fake news, it's a lie. And they get on their knees, lick the boot, and they're like, tell me more, daddy. Tell me more, Daddy Trump. How is this a lie? And they just fucking fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. But this time, they dug their own grave. They fucking dug their own grave. The Russia hoax had indictments, had arrests. It wasn't Trump directly, but it was people who surrounded him with Trump. And the claim was that the Russian government was utilizing social media to push for the Trump campaign to win in 2016. There was indictments. There was an investigation. It was found true. Like, you can look it up. But what they do is they claim that their opponent's claim is something else that isn't the claim. And then they debunk the not truthful claim that they say that their opponents is saying. So they're like, Hillary Clinton said I was like a Russian state actor or something. No one said that. You were helped by the Russians, and you had people that surrounded you that had ties with the Russians, all found by the Fed under your presidency, by the way. All they got from the Hunter Biden laptop is revenge porn, and they loved posting that on Twitter. I remember seeing Hunter Biden's schlong like every other post for like 3 days straight. And they'll be like, "Oh, Biden used his presidency to silence the truth." And it was like, no, they were getting rid of revenge porn because that's what that was. You can't just post people's you can't post people's nudes on websites without their consent. I know. Still talk about Hillary Clinton is 2025. What an evil lady. She eats babies. She's a demon. She's gonna Pokemon take it to the polls. Fucking A. Yeah, they love Hunter Biden. I was gonna say Hunter Coxon's Hunter Biden's cock. They love Hunter Biden's dick. They love it. They love it so much. They love it so much. Marjorie Taylor Greene showed that shit at the in Congress. They love it so much. Oh. Where's the image? Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm not even sure if I can show it. Where's? I'm not even sure if I can show this on stream. To be honest, I'm looking at the. I'm looking at the images she showed on air, and I'm not sure if I can even show it on stream. Like, am I allowed to? I don't know. It's all blurred out, but it's pretty obvious what's going on. I don't even think the Clintons are left wing. They're centrists, right? I hate the Clintons because they're centrists. And because they're neolib centrist billionaire supporting ghouls. They're corporatists. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene literally showed. I'm not gonna show it because I don't. You can Google it yourself. Just look up Marjorie Taylor Greene, Hunter Biden, and you'll find her holding up literal like huge pieces whiteboard or something. I don't even know what to call it. I guess is there. No, yeah, they don't they think anyone left of Adolf Hitler is left wing. At this point, they think anyone that is left of Mussolini, Adolf Hitler, and the KKK is like communism. So true. Okay. Trying to find where I was at before. If you were here for my last stream where I covered like the Epstein, like Trump is a pedo, a lot of the talking heads, a lot of the people that are like Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, other MAGA supporters that are like just their talking heads, they're propagandists. Some even in the Trump administration. If you look at what they're saying though, they're trying to make Pam Bondi into the scapegoat because they're smart enough to be like, okay, so people don't like criticize Trump and understand Trump is the problem, and we as a whole are the problem because we all know he's on the list. We all know that he's diddled kids. He bragged about going into dressing rooms because he was the owner of the pageant and he would just stand there and stare at them. He bragged about grabbing women by their crotch because he was wealthy and powerful. And when you're wealthy and powerful, you can just do that kind of stuff. He's had sexual assault allegation, like 31 sexual assault allegations in his entire life. And he's been found liable for sexual assault in a court of law. So they all know they're just evil and they just will do whatever they want for power, and they will hurt as many people as possible to gain said power. But the argument is that Pam Bondi is the scapegoat. It's all her. It's all her. It's it's all her fault. Everything is her fault. And they're smart enough to do that so people don't go after Trump. But the base isn't falling for it. Yeah. We'll get more into. I'll read a little bit more. They created the Epstein files just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele disaster that they used on me. And now so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why don't these radical left lunatics realize the Epstein files release the why didn't the blah 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 why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on the John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King Jr. files. No matter how much success we have had securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, and safer world where Iran will not have nuclear weapons. It's never enough for some people. So yeah, schizo posting. This is what a person that is detached from reality says. So under the Biden administration, what's her? Whoa! I just had her name in my head. The lady that helped Epstein court women. She went. So under the Trump administration, Epstein died in prison. He was president. Epstein died in prison while Trump was president. Under the Biden administration, if I can remember her name, brain blast. What's her face was put into jail. She was found guilty and put into jail. If there's no list, then why is she in jail? This is gonna kill me. Help me out. Help me, chat. Help me. What is her name? Maxwell. That's what her name. Yeah, Maxwell. Okay. Yeah, Maxwell went to jail under the Biden administration. Oh, that was close. Yeah. Ghislaine Maxwell. Yep. Okay, so under the Biden administration, she went to jail. So if there's no list, if there's no evidence of her courting women and children, why is she in jail? So securing the border has never been under threat. We are not the white replacement theory. The great replacement isn't true. It's fucking false. So that's a no. Whatever. Deporting criminals. 79% have not been convicted of any crime before they were kidnapped by the government without due process and sent to God knows where. Fixing the economy. Our economy is shit. Most people, like, I don't know about you, but like eggs are expensive as fuck. All the food is super expensive. I can barely afford anything. No one can. Housing market is exploding. And by exploding, I mean like record highs for cost of living in all shapes or forms. Energy dominance. We were already energy dominant under Biden. We were doing more oil than ever under Biden. He has not implemented any policy for oil other than making it so there's less regulations for it, which is harmful for the environment, which will hurt people in the long run. Also, he crushed the Biden incentive of clean energy, which is hurting electricians nationwide right now. Like, the tax break for clean energy was removed by Trump, which means now we're going to be behind on clean renewable energy, which that is the future. So our enemies are going to get better at it, and we're going to be behind because of it. In Canada, we tell our children to eat all their food because there are children in America who can't afford eggs. True, bestie. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that's so good. A safer world in general, that first part of the sentence? No. No. Conflict is not down. He did not end the Ukraine-Russian war. Conflict in the Middle East is rising even higher. Conflict with our allies is increasing. Iran will not have nuclear weapons. They never had nuclear weapons. They were never about to make nuclear weapons. You lied about that. They had that stockpile for negotiation reasons. They never wanted to make a nuclear weapon. They know as soon as they actually go for it, they are fucked. They are fucked. So they don't want to do it. They have it for negotiation reasons. Hey, we have a stockpile of uranium. Damn. Would be a shame if we made a nuke. Maybe you should listen to us and like give us some leeway, or like do something we want us to do, and we can give you all the uranium. He also is the one who got us out of the Iran deal that Obama made, which was like a multi-country, like, fucking, France was involved, Russia was involved, America was involved, a bunch of countries were involved. And it was like working. It like made it so that yes, you can have nuclear energy, and there are enough checks and balances in the way that you'll not be able to get away with making any nuclear weapons. You know, they don't have the resource. They don't have any of the materials to make nuclear weapons in the first place, and they don't have the military capability of sending a nuclear warhead right now at all. It'd be very obvious for our intelligence agencies to find evidence of this if that's the case. You know? It's never enough because it's all lies, Trump. It's all lies. We're about to achieve more in 6 months than any other administration have achieved in over 100 years. And all the things you're achieving is horrible, wicked, and should put you behind bars at least. The Americans that fought the British for this country dealt with a lot less than what you're putting us through, is all I'm going to say. And we have so much more to do. Like the big, beautiful bill. I gave myself and my buddies a big, big, beautiful tax cut. And we did it by cutting all of your safety nets. You needed healthcare, fuck your healthcare. You needed food stamps, fuck your food stamps. Every good thing in the big, beautiful bill for working class people like firefighters or people that get taxes. It only works for the first $25,000. And after 4 years, that's gone too. Just like me. I'll be gone in 4 years. We're all saving our country and making America great again. Which we continue to be our complete priority. Which continues to be our complete priority. The left is imploding. The left is imploding. Kash Patel and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud. Why are we still on voter fraud? You won the election. Once again, another lie. I think they went to 63 or 64 court hearings. Whatever his name is that shit himself in court. He was like the New York mayor at one point. They went to 64 court hearings, had no evidence, admitted in court, did not have evidence. Asked Why do you say that there was why do you say in the court there's no evidence or provide any evidence but outside of the court that it was stolen? And he's like, I have the freedom too because I have the freedom of speech. What's that guy's name? There's too many ghouls in this story. Too many ghouls. Yeah. Why are we talking about voter fraud? You won the election. Like you literally won the election, and your own government in 26, like in your first time in office, did investigation after investigation after investigation. All these people are called rhinos now because they all came out after you lost and was like, yeah, we told him over and over there was no voter fraud, and he lied, which led to January 6th, right? It all ties together. All the lies, all the bullshit, all of it, newspeak, all of it ties together to have these fucking cult-like fanatics that are just desiring blood and mayhem and horrible shit for the majority of people so the cult leader can get what they want while they fuck themselves over in the process. You know, it's insane. Political corruption. Act Blue. The rigged and stolen election of 2020. And arresting thugs and criminals instead of spending month after month looking at nothing but the same old radical left inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Let Palm Bondi do her job. She's great. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen. Oh my god, he's like spiraling at this point. He's just throwing anything at the wall at this point. Oh no. Like, it's like whiplash. It's like, dude, lie, but then you like get further along and you're like, wait, no. He's losing it. He's spiraling out of control. The election was stolen. The laptop, the Russia, the Hillary Clinton. Oh no. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen. And there was tried to do the same thing in 2024. And that's what she looked into as AG. As much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now, it's the hottest. Country anywhere in the world. Yeah, global warming is really fucking us. This heat index this year. God damn. Let's keep it up that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. He's fucking losing it. He's spiraling out of control. Holy shit. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah. The Republicans, all of the Republicans voted no. Yay means to keep the documents sealed. Nay is to release the documents. Kind of confusing. I get it. But it was a vote on it. Should we keep our information of Jeffrey Epstein classified still? So yes, we should keep it classified, or no, we shouldn't. All of the Republicans, every single one of them, voted to keep it classified. Democrats, all but two, said yes to unclassify them. Which party has more to hide, do you think? Yeah.
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
Oh, that was Hulk Hogan creepy.
Yeah, that was Hulk Hogan creepy. That was really fucking creepy. It's really, 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 really creepy.
The White House was a developing situation in Washington where just...
This is, no.
Convicted. Right. Because Epstein was convicted during the Biden administrations. Not one time did Hakeem Jeffrey call for any exposition of what the Biden Justice Department knew. He doesn't care about the truth. He doesn't care about the people.
Bill,
This is what
hold on.
he
I just
does.
gotta, hold on, Bill, hold on. You said Epstein was convicted during the Biden administration. Epstein committed during the Trump administration.
Yeah, so? Am I wrong on that?
He was arrested in 2019, and he committed in 2019. He died August 10th of 2019. So the Biden administration was not involved in a conviction or a trial of him. They were in the of his madam, of Elaine Maxwell.
Okay. But he was arrested and indicted under Merrick Garland.
No, under Trump.
Who had all
under
of the
Trump.
information.
Epstein was arrested, indicted under Trump in 2019. Trump was president. Merrick Garland was not the attorney general.
Okay.
By the way, this guy, this guy used to be a Fox host. This is Bill O'Reilly, Mr. Fuck It, We'll Do It Live. He was fired for sexually harassing and assaulting his female coworkers, the women coworkers. Yeah. That's the person defending Trump right now. Yep.
The rise today to demand that Donald Trump.
Why are you evil? Why are you evil? Yeah. So a lot of people, Republicans specifically, are very upset. Blue chat moment. Yes, blue chat moment. Are you talking about the fact that my moderators are the only people messaging? Hello, SB. Nice to see you, SB.
I rise today to demand that Donald Trump and our Attorney General come clean to the American people and release the Epstein files. Now, this weekend, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "Let's not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about." Well, Mr. President, a lot of people actually care. And we know that MAGA was all in on Jeffrey Epstein. Now, my Republican colleagues have sent letters, they've posted, they've demanded disclosure. Donald Trump Jr., the president's own son, has tweeted dozens of times about this case.
We'll get into that.
FBI Director Kash Patel swore under oath in front of the Senate that he would be transparent with the American public and release the Epstein files. He said, and I want to quote, "Make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened," that he would do that. That was his quote. Now, in February, our Attorney General, Pam Bondi, told Fox News that Epstein's client list was, again, and I quote, "sitting on my desk right now to review," end quote. Now, they claim there was never a list. And this weekend, Donald Trump claimed that the files were written by Obama, Hillary Clinton, and the Biden administration. These are bizarre reversals. And it's obvious to the American public. Someone is lying, and someone is trying to hide something. So let's look at the facts. We know Elon Musk said publicly on June 5th that Donald Trump is mentioned in the Epstein files. We know that Epstein died in a federal prison overseen by Donald Trump's Department of Justice. We know that Jeffrey Epstein in 2008 was given a generous non-prosecution agreement for sex trafficking charges. Now, that agreement let him continue his criminal activities, and that agreement was offered by Alexandra Acosta, who was Donald Trump's chosen Secretary of Labor. That's not all. We know that Donald Trump and Epstein had a long-standing personal relationship. Epstein told one writer, and I quote, "I was Donald Trump's closest friend for 10 years," end quote. Donald Trump told New York Magazine in 2002, and I want to quote this. Quote, this is Donald Trump. "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life," unquote. That's disgusting, wrong, and we must inquire more information. The truth is we don't know what the facts are in this case.
Yeah. 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 That's all. Before this is 2 interviews of him being asked about this as well.
The Attorney General briefed you on the DOJ and FBI review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on that.
what? On the
DOJ and FBI
on what?
review.
On what subject?
Epstein. On Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No. She's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible.
Her fucking face throughout the whole thing.
She should release, yeah.
On Texas.
She knows. Oh man. I'm pretty sure this is the post I saw that no, it's a different one. Yeah, he's just really trying to push that whole it's a Biden lie, it's a woke lefties, it's the communism, it's the bad spooky peoples. They're the one that came up with all of this.
You urge people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story?
I don't understand
about how it's been handled.
Everyone that's standing next to him always gives him a look like, dude, how are you gonna handle this question?
Particular have been so interested in the Epstein story.
I don't understand
about how it's been handled.
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier.
Mueller was indicted. They found indictments. The Steele dossier, they found indictments.
Which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going.
His face.
I think, really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But
he's laughing at it. Oh no. He's trying so hard to look serious. He's like, oh, of course he used the fake news line. The fake news.
And why it keeps going. I think, really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say, let them have it.
Oh my goodness. My face hurts from smiling so much. It's so hard. Okay. Let's do a simple thing. Let me go back here real quick. Let's just do a simple thing. We're gonna look up Donald Trump Jr. and Epstein. So from Donald Trump Jr. and then Epstein. Just Epstein. 2022. There's something seriously broken in the federal law enforcement if they're going after Mike Lindell, but not the people on Jeffrey Epstein's list. 2023. Show us the Epstein client list now. Why would anyone protect those scumbags? Ask yourselves this question. Delay, and the answer becomes very apparent. 2024. I keep hearing about some of the Jeffrey Epstein clients' names being released today, but I'd be willing to bet that something happens between now and then that prevents those names from coming out. You just know that's coming, though I hope to be proven wrong. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Rather than endlessly going after the political enemies, maybe Jack Smith and Biden's DOJ would better serve the American people going after the pedophiles on Jeffrey Epstein's client list. 2023. Not a single person that visited Epstein's island was indicated other than G. Maxwell, who seems to be serving a 25-year sentence for sex trafficking minors to no one ... That's what your daddy is saying right now. That's what your daddy is saying right now. But they'll indicate Trump over a campaign finance violation, pass the statute of limitations that's even the feds who spent 7 years trying to jail my father passed on because it's nonsense. Let that sink in for a minute. Donald Trump Jr. 2020. Right now, Bill clicking. Right now, Bill is clicking his red high heels, and just wishing he was back on the Epstein Island. Now it's 2020. 2022. Just a friendly reminder that 80 FBI agents had the time to police free speech and memes at Twitter, but not one had any time to look at who was in the Jeffrey Epstein's black box sexually exposing children. 2024. You know who's not on the Epstein's list? My father. Because if he was, it would have been leaked in about half a second. That's a fact. Then show it, buddy. Maybe, and we can just continue scrolling. You can see Epstein, 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 Epstein. It just goes on and on and on and on, and yeah. This is what he said most recently on May 1st. My triggered podcast, 6 p.m. EST, all the things American energy dominance. This is going to be a fun one. See you. Oh, no. What's the latest from him? May 1st. May 23rd. My triggered podcast. Different Epstein. 2024. Epstein's Island attendance, I guess, is the last time he said anything about it. I wonder what got Mark Cuban so spooked. He's panicked out of his mind over something. Yeah. So it seems like his son really liked talking about Epstein and utilizing Epstein to target their political enemies, right? Curious. Very curious. There's one other video that was suggested to me, but I think I might cover that one next time. Holy caramba. It's just how they can't keep getting away with this, you know? Just they can just bold-face lie to their constituents, and their constituents will just eat it up. They'll just nod their head along to it and be like, yeah, yep. Where is the right capture? I probably have to open up the game first. Okay, people in chat. 2 people watching in chat. Do I play Helldivers 2? Or do I watch a very long video about ten questions atheists can't answer? I'll give you it's your choice. It's your choice. I'm giving it up to you. It's all your decision. I know there's 2 people watching right now. I'm such a grateful streamer. If you want to see me debunk 10 questions towards atheism, do 1. If you want me to play Helldivers, do 2. We got 10 questions. Helldivers 2. Questions for atheism 1. Boop, 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 boop. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I guess we're gonna cover 10 questions. Do. I have to find the video first. Okay. Playlists. Where's the cult? There's the cult. Okay. Okay. Shh. Silence. That was loud. Silence. Okay. So this here's Trinity Radio. They have 10 questions. I'm assuming they're good faith questions to atheists. If you didn't already know, I'm an atheist. Do I think the state should suppress your ability to believe in God? No. Do I think the state should be able to target churches because of their belief in God? No. Do I want to outlaw any belief in God or like oppress your rights to believe in it and all that stuff? No. Do I think all religions are stinky and stupid? Yes. Do I think believing something and framing your entire morality based upon that thing, even though there's no credible evidence of it, or you need to rely on faith because of it, is bad? Do I think that's a bad thing and leads to bad outcomes? Yes. So we'll see. We'll see. If at the end of the day you're just like, dying scares me and it makes me feel better that there's possibly like a perfect, wonderful afterlife, blah, 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 then I'm like, I don't care. If you're okay with people and you don't utilize your faith to justify bigotry towards others, I don't care. I'll debate you if you want me to debate you about the existence of God, but you're not the people I'm targeting most of the time. I'm targeting the people that utilize their unfalsifiable belief and honestly, yeah, their unfalsifiable belief that like their God is the one true correct God, and that one true correct God says you should oppress people based upon their religion, beliefs, sometimes even their race, their sexuality. Those are the people that I'm against. So yeah. Let's hear the 10 questions. Way
the
too loud.
worldview discussions space can be so combative. And when atheists and Christians come up with lists of questions that they don't think the other side can answer, those questions usually aren't genuine. I've never made a list like that, although I've responded to some. Here, I hope my atheist interlocutors will consider these questions deeply without giving glib answers. These aren't meant to be gotcha questions, though I'm not asking for no reason. I expect you will have answers, and I want to hear what the most sincere among you have to say. With that, here are my 10 questions for atheists.
Let's go. Good faith. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Good faith, not gotcha questions. I can't wait for not a single gotcha question and all these questions to be actually good faith. Whoa. No, bad.
What facts about reality that you and I agree are real facts about the way the world is does your worldview account for, but my Christianity doesn't account for, or at least doesn't account for well? And for those of you that would point out atheism isn't a worldview, I'm talking about you, your worldview that includes atheism. I can't think of any. Christianity accounts for evil, suffering, the existence of other religions, including supernatural events in those other religions, science, and differences among different denominations of Christianity. But
whoa, that's a lot. That's a whole lot of hoopla. Let's slow this down a bit. Whoa, you're gish galloping me. What, in my worldview, does your religion not account for? Evolution. You have to, like, not believe God created the animals how they are now. Literally evolution. The creation story. It honestly depends on the person's belief, too, right? So, like, if there's Christians that believe in evolution, there's Christians that don't believe in evolution. Supernatural things, my worldview doesn't account for those things because they are likely untrue. My worldview is one based upon evidence-based when it comes to, like, the material world that we are in. So I don't make claims of anything outside of the material world. And I don't believe that there are situations where laws like gravity don't work until proven otherwise, right? So Christianity doesn't really put into science. Like, I am I getting the question wrong? Am I getting the question wrong? Like,
what facts about reality that you and I agree are real facts about the way the world is does your worldview account for, but my Christianity doesn't account for, or at least doesn't account for well? And for
yes, science. Because a lot of religious, depending on your religion, a lot of religious people have to deny science or scientific evidence or actively go against scientific evidence because it goes against what their book says. That's one. You ask for one, there's one.
Those of you that would point out atheism isn't a worldview, I'm talking about you, your worldview that includes atheism. I can't think of any. Christianity accounts for evil, suffering, the existence.
Evil and suffering?
Existence of other religions.
Where in the Bible does it talk about like the existence of other religions and like why they came about? They're like called the false gods, and God is jealous of them because they're not real. And they're worshiping like a make-believe thing and not him. It doesn't account for that.
Including supernatural events in those other religions, science, and...
No science, no. You have to deny your book. You have to deny Christianity, like literalism when it comes to Christianity. You have to pick and choose out of the book when it comes to science.
Differences among different denominations of Christianity.
The Bible literally said that there would only be one church under God. That there wouldn't be one of the things I was going to prove Christianity was that there was not going to be other denominations, that there would only be one church that believes in the one true God. Yeah, Christians hate science. Not all Christians. But I can't imagine, I don't know. Like, do you think people were made from dirt? That's not scientific.
But I can think of many things that the most common worldviews that include atheism don't answer as well as I think Christianity does. Like universal supernatural claims, universal religious experience.
So for us, so for you, you get to say, oh, I'm going to ignore the Bible when it comes to these claims because it discredits the Bible. But when it comes to atheists, it's not good because we don't explain why supernatural things happen. Supernatural means it would be supernatural if it was occurring in our if it was occurring within reality, then it would be natural. Magic doesn't exist. It's pretty much what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't like
experiences, free will, morality.
Morality doesn't come from, morality is like intergraved within so reality. Oh my gosh. Morality is engraved within our brain because we are a social species. We had to work together to survive. So we rely on each other to survive. So because of that, we have the capability of empathy. We have the capability of communication. We have the capability of doing a lot of things. You don't have a monopoly on morality, especially whenever you can justify slaughtering an entire nation in the name of God. That's not very moral. Is it very moral to worship someone that literally committed a genocide of the entire fucking planet because they didn't bow down to him and worship him? Like, that's not very moral. Morality is all subjective. There's no such thing as objective morality.
Near-death experiences.
Near-death experiences? No. Yeah. For my atheist science brain, I can justify why people have near-death experiences. Your brain literally trips balls while you're dying. All of the serotonin, all of the chemicals in your brain, it's like taking acid. You literally start tripping nuts to cope with the fact that you're dying.
Beauty, the rapid expansion of the early church,
I can explain that through social science. It's pretty easy. Whenever you like slaughter, that's not very moral. Whenever you slaughter people and force them to become part of your religion because they're heathens and they're evil if they don't follow your religion, that's not very moral now, is it?
Events surrounding the life and death of Jesus of Nazareth. And
there's not any substantial evidence that the Jesus existed as a person, nor if he did, there's no evidence that he was able to do these miraculous things. So just because you can explain a fairy tale from your fairy tale book doesn't mean it's true. Same thing with the supernatural shit. Like, I thought these were going to be questions. You were like, oh, I'm going to ask 10 questions. And now you're like filling in and be like, oh, blah, blah,
our
blah.
shared longing for purpose and meaning. So what is it that Christianity doesn't answer as well as your worldview?
Science. All of the sciences, biological science, social science, geographics, history even, because there's a lot of falsehoods when it comes to the history in the Bible. Like, just because it has an explanation does, like, even if I say, oh yeah, well, I can explain dark holes, there's another world, there's a different universe giant baby that pokes holes in the sheet of the universe, and that's how black holes are created. That's an explanation, but it's dog shit. There's no real value on explanation itself. Like, you can explain anything, but that doesn't really give you like a value ahead of others with your explanation just because you can. Yeah, magic isn't real. I'm sorry. Harry Potter fans, that Hogwarts letter is never coming.
If your definition of atheism is merely that it's a lack of belief in God and you're just waiting to be convinced, but then you speak of him as though he's in some way synonymous with Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, or fairies, doesn't that at least send the message to your listeners that you actually believe that there is no God?
Okay, so if I speak about God like he's Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, blah, 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 just because I don't believe the God of the Bible exists. Wait, the question just clicked in my head. He just asked, it's the lack of belief, right? So lacking the belief of, when you don't know there is a God, it doesn't have to be the Christian God, because your Christian brain, you wouldn't understand this. Okay, so there could be a God, but it's definitely not the Christian one. It's definitely not any man-made ones, because it's pretty obvious where those came from. If there was a creator of the universe, I'm pretty sure he would be a little bit better at representing himself than being obviously extremely man-made and all of his motives be motives of like rich, powerful people of the time that it was created and founded and pushed among civilizations, right? Just because I don't believe, I'm not convinced that there is a God, doesn't mean that there is no God. There are several steps to this. There is a theist. I believe in God. There is a agnostic theist. I believe in God, but I'm not sure what God is. And I don't think it's any of the man-made ones. It could be man-made one, but I don't know. But I believe there is a God. But I don't know what God that God is. Completely agnostic, which is really hard to find, which is like, I don't care. agnostic atheist, which is what I am. I'm not convinced that there is a God, and I will not believe in a God until there's substantial evidence for one. And then full-on atheist is there is no God. Right? Typo. Yeah. There's those. There's 5 steps. There's yes, I do believe. I do believe, but I don't know who I believe. I don't care at all. I don't believe, but I do not know. And I don't believe because there is not. Right? I am on the stance of I'm not going to make any negative or positive claims about something that there is no way we could possibly understand, which would be the creation of the universe. We can't look outside of our reality. We can't go back in time and look at how our reality was created. All I know is I live in this reality. I don't know how it started necessarily. I won't claim how it started, but I know for fucking damn sure all the man-made gods are man-made, you know? There still could be a god out there, but it's not one of the man-made ones. It's that simple.
For all, these are entities and beings that you likely believe do not exist. And if your response is that you merely lack a belief in Santa Claus and don't actively believe that he does not exist, doesn't that sound a little disingenuous, honestly?
Doesn't your question sound a little disingenuous? I have no evidence that Santa Claus exists. But Santa Claus could exist somewhere in the multiverse if there is multiverse or something. Saying I don't know and I don't claim to know is actually a good thing sometimes. I don't believe in Santa Claus, but I don't know if he exists. And I won't claim that he doesn't exist because I don't know. That's okay sometimes. It's just that we know the people in the culture that created Santa Claus and how it's changed over time. So it's pretty obvious that Santa Claus doesn't exist because the original Santa Claus didn't give gifts to good kids. He literally came around and beat bad kids with sticks and shoved them in a sack and took them away. And Saint Nicholas is a saint that was alive at one point, and he's dead. Like, it was based upon a real saint. You caught Santa in 4K.
When atheism becomes a part of someone's worldview, they typically change their positions on other issues like abortion, sexual morality, and a number of other things. I actually have several videos of well-known atheists saying that there's nothing wrong with prostitution, that they hope their children don't save themselves until marriage, and that sex workers should be put up on a pedestal no different than the military. I didn't use...
Hell yeah, they are keeping men in check by allowing them not to just lose their fucking mind. No, I don't know. Yeah, this is so silly so far. Okay, what's your question?
Use those here because I didn't want to seem combative to individuals.
You just use them. I don't want to say these things, but I just said these things. I'm not going to use them. I don't want to be combative.
Specifically the individuals who made those statements. But even if you didn't become an atheist just so you could sin, and I believe you, do you at least understand why those moves could send that message to people who might say that to you?
Oh my God, that was so condescending. Like, all these evil, wicked things people are doing. I don't want to bring up those evil, wicked things that people are doing, but because I don't want to be combative, but doesn't it seem like you're just wanting to get away from the all-powerful, mighty Lord Jesus Christ, my Savior and Daddy, just so you can, like, have sex and do drugs? Doesn't that seem a little disingenuous? This question seems very disingenuous. Bro. If your entire morality is based on religion and you stop believing that religion, it is likely for your religious based morality to change. And the way you come about your morality is going to be based upon something else. In my case, my morality is based upon harm and evidence of harm. So, when it comes to sex work, there is harm within the sex work, but it's not prostituting yourself on its own. The harm comes from exploitation. The harm comes from human trafficking. Those things. So outside factors make it harmful. Having sex with someone and then getting money in return on its own is not harmful, right? Minors, if your kids have sex before they get married, not even minors. I don't even know why I said minors, because they said that I hope their kids don't wait until they get married, right? So they could be like an adult and then they have sex before they get married. So it's okay. So like having sex before you get married, not that much harm on its own. Just that act. It's other factors. It's other factors that come into place that can make it either harmful, but in just on its own, it's morally neutral, because having sex on its own is just morally neutral. There's factors that can make it a positive thing. There's factors that can make it a negative thing. You have to look at the factors on each individual case to understand if it's a harmful thing. That's why pedophilia is bad, because it harms children. What? Yeah, it could be entertainment. Sex work could be positive because like now you can pay the bills, and like maybe like you really enjoy your coworkers, and maybe you feel really good about yourself by being able to show off your body, because the human body can be seen as a piece of art. And sometimes, yeah, obviously the people entertained by your film industry kind of stuff are just there to jerk it sometimes, most of the time, but it's an expression of humanity as a whole. We're sexual creatures. We have to have sex to reproduce, to continue on. There's many factors. What was the other things he said?
Individuals, specifically the individual with other things. I actually have several videos of well-known atheists saying that there's nothing wrong with prostitution, that they hope their children don't save themselves until marriage.
Yeah, having sex before marriage is fine. Honestly, it's probably a positive thing to be like sexually active before marriage, because then you actually know what you're doing, and you won't have a higher risk of divorce rate because you're not capable of satisfying each other. Or you might realize, damn, I learned more about myself the more I had sex when it came to like intimacy and like my partners. So now that I really know myself well when it comes to these aspects, I know what to look for. So I have like a better relationship in the future. Yes, you get better at sex, and then you understand yourself better, and you can be a better partner within the future. It's creepy and groomy to be like, oh, you need to get married and then you can have sex. You can't do it. You can't do it before you get married. Put a ring on it. That's weird as fuck, especially if you're telling kids that. Just tell kids, like, be safe. Find someone that loves you and cares about you, and be safe.
And that sex workers should be put up on a pedestal, no different than the military. I didn't use those here because I didn't want to seem combative to individuals, specifically the individuals who made those statements. But even if you didn't become an atheist just so you could sin, and I believe you.
And I believe you. Oh my gosh. I thought this was supposed to be good faith.
Do you at least understand why those moves could send that message to people who might say that to you?
Okay, so the question is, okay. Yes, I can understand how you, who does believe us, would come to that conclusion because you're indoctrinated to believe that kind of stuff. You, in your framework, could not possibly think of a other reason why these things are justified, because your all-powerful dictator of a god will burn you for eternity if you don't do what he says. If you go against his word and his rules and his morality, you will be punished forever. You are indoctrinated into this. So I can absolutely understand. I can absolutely understand why you don't get how other people's moralities aren't based upon that, and they can come to the conclusion that what they're doing is either morally neutral or is actually beneficial for themselves.
If it's a lack of belief sort of atheism, what is it? Is it 50-50, 60-40, 75-25? And at what point do you feel disingenuous saying that you merely lack a belief as opposed to leaning towards, I believe that God does not exist?
It's a 100% with all the man-made religions. I 100% don't believe in those gods. And I don't believe in the supernatural within our reality. But I don't know what it comes after death. I don't know if I'm just in a simulation. I don't know any of those things, but I do have to understand all I do know is the things that surround me and the material world that I live within, and I have to accept that. So it's a 50-50. It's a, honestly, you can't even put a number when it comes, I don't think I even could put a number when it comes to like, I don't even like care, right? All I care about is the material world and the people within it and trying to make the world a better place for the majority of people within this material world. At the end of the day, if I die and then there's like a God and he's like, oh, you are a sinner, you're going to burn for eternity. At least I did what I thought was best, right? I lived by my values, not by someone else's determination of what I should do. But if I die and then there's nothing, why the fuck would I care? There's nothing, right? Like, I don't put any, like, I don't have this connection to, like, ooh, there's an afterlife, or ooh, there's not an afterlife, or I don't know, and I don't claim to know. And the question, the percentage is a question mark, because, like, there's no evidence either way, because there's literally no way of investigating this. You can't go into the afterlife and then investigate it unless God brings me to the afterlife. He's like, look, I'm God and this is the afterlife. But then at the same time, it could have just been a hallucination or a dream or aliens fucking with me or something, you know? So at the end of the day, who fucking cares? It's a question mark. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Stop being weird. That's all I want.
Now, I know we've all got our talking points, but I want you to struggle to be as sincere with yourself as you can right now.
Bum. I am now sincere doomer. I am the most sincere doomer. You will see peak level of sincerity to my response.
Doesn't it bother you a little bit that when we come to talk about the origins of the universe, and if there's a multiverse, the origin of that too, that the only real options you've got besides God is a past infinite universe, which is impossible, or the universe coming to exist uncaused out of nothing, or something far less clear than even those? It seems that for any worldview that includes atheism, there's a massive blind spot when it comes to the origin of the universe.
Yes. Here's my sincere response. I don't care. Yes, for my sincere response, that's it. I just don't give a shit. How this universe started doesn't affect me as much as people like you with your beliefs trying to take my medical rights away. I do not care. I just honestly do not care. I couldn't care if we can figure it out and then it's like, oh, this is substantial evidence and it has to be this way. I'd be like, oh, that's cool, but I just don't give a fuck. Even if there is a God, I'm still trans. I'm still dysphoric. If I I still have dysphoria when it comes to my phenotypical male masculine characteristics. So I'm gonna do what's best for me to alleviate those things. Your God made me this way. Why are you questioning God's perfect creation? Like I honestly don't care. And you don't know if it's impossible. We don't know what infinity is, right? You don't know if that's impossible. And those are like a scientific question. That's not an atheist question. You're trying to combine atheism and science together. We could have always been here. We could have turned on yesterday. This could have all just been a simulation. A computer could have just booted up right now, and you and I were programmed with a memory of everything that happened up until this point, but right now the computer is actually starting. And the simulation is actually starting. You, viewer, could be a brain in a jar, and I'm just like a hallucination from your brain jar life. We don't know. Who cares? All we do know is look around. What can you see? What can you touch? What can you interact with? Who can you interact with? What can you do to better yourself? What can you do to make other people's lives more beneficial? I don't care.
And all the attempts to try and circumvent that problem seem desperate and at least far less likely than theism. My question isn't just what do you...
You literally require magic and a different dimension deity to create things. If God could always exist, or if God didn't need a creator, I don't need to justify the creation of this reality with a creator. It could have just always existed, or it didn't need a creator. Simple as. Like, as every complaint he just made is more burdened upon him because he's making a positive claim that requires evidence to be justifiable, which he has none. It's all faith. It's all, I believe it because I believe it because I read a book and it says I should believe it.
You typically say about this, because I'm well aware of the responses. My question is simply this: when you step away from the debate mode that it's so easy for us all to get into online, doesn't this issue destabilize you a little bit?
No.
It seems to fit really poorly with any worldview that includes...
You just dropped this bomb on me, right? You just Hiroshima'd my mind, and guess what? My mind is only thinking about, damn, it's almost 9 o'clock, and I have to get through this video and maybe stream for another little bit while. Man, I really wish I'd rather just go cuddle with my girlfriend because she's adorable and I love her. That's where my mind is right now. Your Hiroshima bomb did nothing to your truth bomb. Nothing to me. I could care less.
It's atheism. Of the arguments for God's existence, is there one that to you seems more interesting than the rest? Is there one that for you actually does weigh in favor of theism? Which one?
Wait.
That for instance...
What?
Of the arguments for God's existence, is there one that to you seems more interesting than the rest? Is there one that for you actually does weigh in favor of theism? Which one?
The Force. The Force. Which is not a theism. We are all energy. We are all made of the same particles. I am the same thing as the mic that I'm speaking into, and the chair that I'm sitting in, and the screen that I'm looking at. We are all made of the same stuff. It is all vibrating, energized atoms. Everyone is made of the same stuff when you get small enough. So we are all connected to everything, and everything is connected to us in that way. Ooh, the Force. I don't know, literally nothing. Like if we're talking about like the Christian, like any of the like Christian, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Maoism, any of the religions. Any of the religions. No, there's literally not a single argument that I hear that I'm like, yeah, that justifies like a unfalsifiable belief about what something outside of the material world that I live in. There's literally none. There's literally none that I can think of off the top of my head. I used to be Christian, by the way, so there were arguments, and then I went through all those arguments that justified my belief and realized how silly I was. I would like, with the full chest, staring directly people in the eye, saying, my imaginary friend is real, and the evidence is in this book. It'd be like, Hogwarts is real, and the evidence is in this book, and I like hand them Harry Potter. You see, magic and wizards are real. Spider-Man is real. The comic book proves it. New York is a real place, so obviously Spider-Man must be real too, because Spider-Man is in New York.
Most atheists I've met humbly admit that they don't think they can have absolute certainty about much of anything. But what they want from the Christian is...
I'm absolutely certain that you lied at the beginning of this, because this has not been good faith, and this has been very much gotcha after gotcha after gotcha after gotcha. But your gotchas fail. Your gotchas are weak. Weak. Because all I have to say is prove it. If we were having a conversation, I'd be like, prove it. And you can't. I don't have to prove anything, because my position is I don't know and I don't claim to know. Simple as. Prove it.
a demonstration that God exists or that Christianity is true. Well, when we offer the reasons to believe that we do have, those are typically deemed not good enough. So
yeah, because a claim so big that would literally change every fabric, every ounce of history, every ounce of understanding of everything in our reality. A claim that big requires not only substantial evidence, but a platitude of substantial evidence to justify it. What you're doing is saying unicorns exists and then coming to me with a horse with a snow cone on its head. What you're saying is Atlantis is real, and then pointing at a rock under the ocean to say that's the proof. What you're saying is aliens are real and they visit us. And then you show me a video of a CGI alien running down the street. Every aspect of our material world would be affected by the truth. Our understanding of everything would be affected by the existence of a God. Especially one of the man-made ones, like Christianity. Jesus being like the main, like the player character, while we're all just NPCs. Like he's the player character of God in his little Sims game. Coming down, interacting with all of us NPCs. That would affect literally everything. Every aspect. Science, history. It also caused more questions like, why doesn't he cure cancer? Why is this? Why is that? Why is that? Why is it okay if he kills all the humans? Right?
So what sort of evidence, if any, would be enough to convince you? Do you know?
The capability of looking outside of our material world and seeing God ourselves, or interacting with God ourselves. Not just like a personal experience, not someone that said, not someone that was like, I was sitting there in jail one day and I was looking up at the bed above me in my cell and it looked like Jesus. And then I heard a voice in my heart of hearts that told me Christ loves me and I need to change my ways. So that's my evidence of God. Nothing like that, no. Some way for multiple people to repeatedly be able to interact and see the creator of the universe, and him to be able to show us how he created the universe, how he goes about it, all that stuff. It's pretty simple, right?
Oh. And since it's often a conversation stopper, let's take experimental reproducibility off the table, since that's not even always necessary for science.
It actually is quite necessary for science. It is quite necessary for science, yes. Scientific studies, you can't say like something is a law unless you can reproduce the evidence of it over and over and over and over and over. And when it comes to science, you're trying to disprove it. You come up with a hypothesis and you try to disprove the hypothesis, and you come up with that hypothesis based on previous evidence. Right? By not being able to disprove it, you have found evidence of the thing.
To what extent did social and moral issues start you down the path toward your atheism? That is to say, the typical Christian or religious views on sexuality, gender, rights, and acts and commands of God in the Old Testament.
Literally, theocratic fascists that utilized their... I used to be Christian. I was born into a Christian family. My grandparents were Christian. My parents claimed to be Christian. We went to church. I believed in God up until middle school. And it was how people that claimed that they were the most righteous and holy and perfect representation of God and lived by his laws and his values, those people were the people that started me to question things, because they were typically, in my perspective, wicked, horrible, mean, angry people. And I looked at the Bible and I was like, I don't understand why God would say slavery is okay. I don't understand why God thought it was okay to flood the entire planet. I don't understand how it's loving to do that. I don't understand how what is it? Free will? Yeah. I don't understand how free will could possibly be a thing if God hardened Pharaoh's hearts so he could punish Pharaoh's people, forcing Pharaoh's hand to do the thing that God didn't want him to do, to justify himself punishing people, causing the situation that would create punishment for the innocent so he could show off his powers. I read the Bible and I questioned that. And then I questioned also, how is this like love thy neighbor and we don't hate the sinner, we hate the sin, but we're always constantly attacking people based upon them being different. Like, if God made us this way, like, why should I be upset with someone like Timmy dating John, right? Why should I care about that? Like I lived in America, freedom of oppression, right? So like it just, I guess my brain was just, because of the autism, my brain was just programmed to be too logical for your fucking brain rot to stick long enough. And I also asked a lot of questions. I was like, why is in the Bible God constantly coming down and speaking to his people and interacting with us, but not anymore? And like I got questions like, oh, it was a different time then. Oh, after Jesus sacrificed himself, after God sacrificed himself to free people from the rules he created, there was no need to do that anymore, right? Literally, me interacting with your faith is what got me out of your faith.
It seems that many deconversion stories online begin with, or at least include, LGBT issues, purity culture, or hell as instrumental in the deconversion process.
Maybe if you weren't such horrible pieces of shit people that were judgmental and discriminatory towards those based upon their immutable characteristics like sexual orientation, gender, and race, maybe those people wouldn't be that way. The Jesus that I knew, maybe those people would follow Jesus still. When I was Christian, I didn't get along with my family when it came to religion because I didn't say it out loud, but in my head, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Jesus said, love thy neighbor, treat your neighbor as thyself. I wouldn't want, even if like they're going to burn in hell, I can't judge them. I can't cast the first stone. I can't criticize them for this. By being a good person, by being a good, decent person that would willing to take my jacket off, like shirt off and give it to someone else, feed someone that was hungry, be there for others. That's how I will prove to the people that I'm Christian, and that's how I would change their hearts. Because if anybody ever asks, why do you do the things you do? I'd be like, because Christ wants me to. Because Christ loves you as he loves me. I tried to lead by example. I tried to be what the Jesus that I read in the Bible wanted me to be. Feed the hungry, how defend the marginalized. Jesus literally says in the Bible, like, my people are the non-believers, not the followers. My people are the ones that are in need. My people are the ones that are hungry, homeless, sick, not believing in me, but who need me. Right? That's the reason. And maybe if you guys weren't such bigoted pieces of shit and you were more like how I was, I wouldn't have left the church. I could only listen to a sermon where like they said homosexuality will lead you to burn for eternity so many times before I was like, that's God's decision. Why? What?
Yes. It strikes me that what should matter most is the truth and not what we might prefer that the truth were. I honestly wonder.
That is so rich. That is so rich. That is so rich coming from a theist. Your truth, your finger quote, truth is based off of belief and belief alone. My truth is based on why should I believe when there's no way that we know. My truth isn't even like a positive or negative statement about like a creator, but about is a no, I don't know. Because I don't know. Based on how things are, I don't know. We have no evidence. That's so rich. That is so rich.
How much those issues and ones like them motivate the deconversion rather than all this talk about evidence.
Yeah, people like him want to believe that people like him push this narrative because like it's easier for them to justify people leaving the church because they just want to do wicked evil things instead of them looking at themselves and seeing how like horrible shitty people they are and how they like the church mistreats others and defends uh like horrible behavior towards others and pushes for it and normalizes it. It's easier to blame the person that left than to blame the institution and the people within the institution and the people that follow the institution for their own behaviors. Maybe you failed these people. Maybe it's not that they want to if you in your heart of hearts, because this is what I believed when I was a Christian, in your heart of hearts, if you believed like, man, I really want to save these people, but they're leaving in droves and they don't accept Jesus in their heart because of the way we're treating them. Maybe you don't treat them badly if you want to actually save them. Because Jesus says over and over and over again, like it's not like if you sin once, you're going to hell. All you have to do is believe, and he will save you from eternal damnation. Right? So you can sin, and a lot of people in the church do sin all the time. All the time. Are you wearing two clothes of a different fabric? Are you eating shellfish? So on and so forth. Are you judging others? Are you casting hate? You know, it just brain rot. Even in their own framework, they don't like. There's no the only person that could, and they even say this. The only person that possibly was perfect was Jesus, because Jesus is God and Jesus was the perfect person on the planet, and he was like immoral and whatnot. But then they're like, and I'm a sinner too, and it's okay because I believe in Jesus. But then they like criticize other people and say that they're believing in Christianity wrong if they're like homosexual and they're Christian, which is stupid. Like you're a sinner too.
Can you name the last 3 academic books you read by theists on the subject? How long ago did you read them? Or is most of your understanding of apologetics and atheism from non-scholarly internet sources, pop-level books, and, let's face it, YouTube videos?
Dude just criticized himself. It doesn't matter how scholarly apologetic someone is, their entire job is to lie. Apologetics, like it doesn't matter how scholarly they are. Apologetics on its own is to lie and manipulate truths and to push like it's in the name. We're going to do whatever we can to justify this unjustifiable thing. Apologetics. Like, oh man, that's so silly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if if God wanted to send me his strongest warrior to get me back into the believing in Jesus Christ, he can do it. Sir, people are better. Like, God works in mysterious ways. I don't have to read apologetics or anything like that. I could not name you the last apologetic books because I don't want to buy their book. I don't want to read their book. I've listened to them on stage. I've listened to them through videos. Reading a book and listening to their words and listening to their arguments in any format is equally the same thing. It doesn't matter if you read the book or if you watched it on video. You're literally criticizing yourself, which is kind of silly. You're downgrading yourself. You're saying like, oh, oh, I'm lesser than them, which is kind of silly. Why should anyone watch your channel then? Every one of his followers, all of his 25.7 thousand subscribers should unsubscribe and go find a book to read instead. Because this guy is lesser than you. You're taking secondhand slop right here, bro.
And be honest with yourself about this. Anyone can Google up a list of books and paste them in the comments section. But I want to know, are you getting the best from the other side?
There's no such thing as the best from the other side because it's all horse shit. I have had debate after debate after discussion after discussion. I've went to churches. I've had conversations with all shapes and sizes of Christians, the most fascist theocratical ones to the most progressive ones. And all of their justifications is faith. I believe because I believe. I'm not willing to do that anymore.
Let's finish with a pretty common one. If you found out today to your satisfaction that Christianity were true, would you accept God's authority, repent of your sins, and trust Jesus as your king?
No. If I knew God was real, like straight up the God of the Bible, everything in the Bible is accurate, everything in the Bible is true, I'd rather revolt against a dictatorial hierarchy and reject him than bend the knee and live the way he wants me to live. I'd rather have the life that I know I have with freedom to actually be free and get to do and choose and live the life I want to live without the burden of him over my shoulder, thinking like, oh, am I doing it correctly this time? Am I not doing it right? Am I being perfect enough? Am I gonna get into the pearly gates? I don't know. I'd rather live a life where like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna burn in hell after this. I don't give a fuck actually though, because at least I know the time I have on here is my time. Because if I made my time on here his time, then my afterlife is also his time. So I never had any fucking time. So no, I would never worship someone that flooded the entire world. I would never worship someone that justifies killing the firstborn of every child because he hardened Pharaoh's heart to do the thing that would lead to him doing that. He's like, I'm going to harden your heart. So you go against what I want you to do. So I have now justification of killing all the babies. I would never justify someone that goes into detail. I would never worship someone that justifies and goes into detail about how you can and should own slaves. I would never worship someone that has created a planet with so much suffering that with a flick of their finger, they could alleviate all of it and chooses to do nothing. No, I would not worship your evil God. No. All right. Stairway to heaven backwards is subway to hell. So true. Stairway to hell. Wait a minute. On a let's listen. It can't be copyright because it's backwards. Hail Satan, I guess. I don't know. The fact that people like listen to this and they were like, these are the actual words. There's a meaning behind this. It's called pareidolia. It's like the acoustic sound of pareidolia, you know? You're looking at the trees and it looks like a face, or like you look at the clouds and it looks like like something, you know, pareidolia. You're looking at trees and you see something that's not actually there. It's a Bigfoot. Oh my God, that's a Bigfoot, but it's actually like branches that are lined up perfectly just to look like a Bigfoot, right? It's the same. It's like that, but with acoustics. I did this for you, Yoshi. I did this for you. I did this for you. I feel Satan in my bones right now, brother. He's whispering evil thoughts in my ear. He's telling me I should kill John Lennon. The Dark Lord is with us. He motivates our moves, our wills, our wishes, our desires. I'm not hearing half these words that they think are words. facts. Don't be a wimp. Sacrifice a goat. Drink its blood. Wow. Can anyone hear that? Ooh. Sheep snap. Oh, sweet Israel. Oh no. Oh no, Israel's satanic proven. Oh no. Oh no. My lordy lord. Lucifer. Wah. All right, we done. Oh man. Well, it's 13 minutes over. You know what that means? It's saying goodbyes time. I will be streaming on Thursday. I'm starting a new job soon, so I won't be as consistent. I'm gonna try to make my schedule so I can stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So every Sunday, 100% I can do it. But we'll see if I can do a consistent Tuesday and Thursday. If not, it's going to be 2 weekdays, hopefully. Right? So, yeah. I hope you all had a fun time. I certainly didn't. This was miserable. This was horrible. I hated every second of it. But I was glad you were here with me while I doom scrolled. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the link tree in the below to follow me on all the social medias and join the Discord. If you don't want to support me, leave a mean comment. Call me a stinky, stupid atheist head. Call me whatever. I don't care. If give me a dislike. If you want to debate me on anything that I've talked about here, you can contact me through all my social medias. And the best way to do that is to join the Discord. We are a chill community that is respectful. So if you're not respectful, you won't last long. But, and that big but, we're not just going to ban you because I disagree or someone else disagrees. Just don't be antisocial. Don't cause fights based upon people for who they are, who they love, as long as it can be consensual, not minors. No child diddling. I think we got that one clear in the Epstein part. All right. Well, I hope you all have a really good night. I will cover the thing that was suggested to me on Thursday. I will probably just have a for fun gaming stream on Sunday. And yeah,